very rim of known space, justice is a long way away.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Space Game Junkie podcast. I, as always, am your co-host, Brian. Sadly, our usual co-host, Spaz, is under the weather today, so he is sadly not going to be able to join us. But joining us, as always, is your co-host, Julie.
Hello from the unseasonably warm but always violent north.
It's just gonna get warmer until the floods come. Seasons aren't gonna matter anymore because we'll all be drowned. So enjoy seasons while you have them, folks. because the floods are coming, and if you live near the coast, buckle up. Also joining us is your co-host, Thorsten.
The flood is already here.
Oh no! Is it raining a lot over there?
It's raining since 5 weeks. It's not
5 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, that ain't good.
And if it's not raining, it's snowing. Great.
I mean, in a way, I wish we had your weather over here, but in a way, I'm glad we don't because I think people would die. I think people would die.
As is the technical term, I think that's bad.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good. Also, your co-host, Jacob.
Currently having survived his 24th orbit around the sun.
Oh, yes. Since you brought it up, happy birthday. That dates this podcast a bit, but 24. Wow. That's a time, man. Enjoy it. And
I'm trying.
And your co-host, David.
Physically present, mentally unknown.
The usual, then.
I hear you there, man. Yep. Oh my God, I'm so burnt out. So friends, winter sale season. Jose, we're all that young once. Hello, by the way. Winter sale season is upon us. Just today, the Epic Store started its sale. I think GOG started its sale yesterday. I think Steam is going to start its sale. Maybe not tomorrow, but next week. And so we wanted to talk about not only the games we think you should be looking out for on sale in terms of best value for your buck. Probably a lot of these you'll already own if you listen to this show, at least from my perspective, at least the ones I'm going to list. But we wanted to just give you, look out for these games on sale, but we also wanted to give you tools that are very handy. Tools that are very handy to use to find the best deals. So I thought we'd start generally with tools, and I'm going to list a few, and then if you guys, my co-hosts here, have any that I haven't mentioned, please chime in. The biggest one I think you all have to have installed is Augmented Steam. If you have, I think it works with just about any browser. I think it works with Firefox and Edge and Chrome variants. I use Vivaldi, and it works with that. If you don't know what Augmented Steam is, it's a Steam tool. It's a browser plugin that basically augments and enhances the Steam page in your browser. It shows you where the game has been the cheapest, what it was at when it was at the cheapest. It has a lot of other very useful tools, but the big tool is it links up to a site called Is There Any Deal, which is another amazing tool that you all should be using, by the way. Is There Any Deal is amazing because, like the other site I'm going to mention, it links up with your Steam wish list if you wanted to, and it could send you emails about something on your wish list being on sale, but they'll also tell you if it's been cheaper, which is nice. So it's like, it's on sale for $9, but it's been $6 at one point. I'll wait. That's what I do anyway. So Augmented Steam links with isthereanydeal.com. And these will all be linked in the show notes of this podcast on the Space Game Junkie site, so you don't need to worry about it right now. But Augmented Steam is basically the big tool I think everyone should have installed in order to find the best, at least PC gaming deals. We're probably going to be talking a lot about PC games. If you're a Switch user, there's also Deku. I don't know how you pronounce it. Deku Deals, DEKU Deals.com. That's very similar to Is There Any Deal, but it's for Switch games, and it's also terrific. A terrific tool to find the best deal on Switch games. Deku Deals. Hang on, let me make sure I got it right. Put it in the chat too. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. Yeah, that's a really good idea, Thorsten, to put it in the chat. Yeah, DekuDeals.com. Excellent site if you have a Switch. I think they also are at least beta testing PlayStation and Xbox games, but I don't think those are as fully fleshed out as the Switch portion of the site. Another good, hang on. I'll just put this in the chat. And augmented Steam, I'll put that in the chat. Excellent idea that I should have done. It's been a day, you guys. It's been a freaking, there it is. It's just augmentedsteam.com. Yeah, augmentedsteam.com works with pretty much any browser. Another great site to keep an eye out on is deals.gg or gg.deals, excuse me. That's another site that will parse your wish list and send you emails on when things on your wish list are on sale. The only downside that I don't like about GG Deals is that they also list key sellers. And I'm not a fan of key sellers. So, I mean, I think you could turn that off with GG Deals, but I don't think those are legitimate sources, but you do you. If you want to go through a key site, I'm just not a fan of okay. I'm just not a fan of the those key sites. I think they're kind of shady, and a lot of people have gotten keys revoked and stuff that way from buying keys through those sites. So I would not recommend that. Okay. So those are the tool. Those are many of the tools. And co-host, did I forget anything? Is there a tool that I'm forgetting that you know of? I think I've hit all the big ones.
There is Cheap Shark, which I personally use.
Cheap Shark.
Basically the same thing. Though the big thing it does, it specifically checks across every single online retailer.
Right.
Not just Steam.
Well, the other ones do that too, but Cheap Shark, am I remembering that Cheap Shark is a little more like done by hand? Because I follow their Twitter account, and they
somewhat
they seem a little. That seems to be a little bit more curated. So yeah, Cheap Shark. Thank you. I forgot about that one. That's another good. That's another very good site. I'll keep this up here. That's another very good site. Their Twitter feed is also very handy. Or Zitter, Shitter, whatever you want to call it now. If you're still on that site.
Yeah, actually, I use nearly everyone you posted so far, especially Is There Any Deal? And of course, Augmented Steam, because they are, for me, Augmented Steam and Is There Any Deal are the best ones. But the other two, GG Deals, what's going on? GG Deals and Cheap Shark are pretty good too. So I use them only secondary. One thing I found while I researched for this is actually, wait a moment.
Your sound is coming in and out a little bit too. I don't know if you're having internet issues or something, but you're kind of.
Oh, I don't think I have. Okay, good that you say it. That's Indigala. That's a pretty interesting site. It's not the best site, and it's not as good as Augmented Steam and Cheap Shark.
Indigala?
Or yeah, I posted it as a link. I link it.
Oh yeah, no, they're a separate store, aren't they? Like I thought they were a separate store, like Fanatical or Green Man Gaming. I thought that was a store rather than a.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, you could use it as a store, but you they also list stuff for GPs.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Actually, what I find interesting at IndieGala is that I stumbled over games that I've never heard before, but I've got interested in. Somehow Steam does record those games for me. I don't know why, but it's happening often, and that's a pretty interesting thing too.
Okay. All right. I didn't know IndieGala could also help find deals, but all right, that's good to know. So yeah, folks, if you have, I forgot one. There's a site called SteamDB, y'all, which is a it's at steamdb.info. But they also have a browser plugin. They're also a great place to parse sales, along with istthereanydeal.com. But they also have a browser plugin that will give you not only deal information, but a lot of other useful information, like when the game was last updated and stuff like that. Like when the last depot was made and stuff like that. Very useful stuff. So SteamDB is very useful, and they also have a very useful browser plugin as well. So there are, that's also a very useful site, is SteamDB. Not just for sales, but for a lot of very useful information. Like it plugs stuff into your Steam page so you can see like when it was last updated and all this stuff. Very useful. So I want to talk about a few games that I want to mention that if you don't own them already, and you probably do own them already because you listen to this show, but if you don't own them already, you should. And the first one I'm going to mention is the one that's streaming in the background of us today, Free Space 2. Now, I've said this before, but if you're new to the show, I honestly don't believe there are new people to the show. I think it's all the same people that have been listening since 2013.
You're going to have hope.
Yeah, no. If you're unaware, Free Space 2 is one of the best, if not the best, space dogfighter game you could get. It's 24. Oh my God, next year's going to be 25. Oh boy. Okay. I'm all right. Wow.
We've got to do a show about that.
We will. When it turned 20. No, I think when it turned 15, I was able to get a bunch of people that worked on the game to do a special episode. But that was a while ago. But I wonder if I could reach out to any of them again. 25. Jacob, you're as old as this game. I just realized.
I don't know how to feel about this.
You entered the world.
Tangent.
This game entered the world 3 months before you did. Wow.
I do not know how to feel about this.
Conflicted. Is fair. I would say conflicted is a fair one.
Yeah, that's a good summary.
So folks, Free Space 2 came out in 1999, but the source code for the game came out, I think in 2003, 2004. And so there have been a very dedicated series of modders working to improve the game. Not only does the game work in modern resolutions, its graphics have been constantly being updated. It's a beautiful game. There are so many mods for this game that you could play it for hundreds, if not thousands of hours. So I tell people when they're buying Free Space 2, they're not just buying a game, they're buying a platform. There's a Battlestar Galactica mod in here. There's, I believe, a Babylon 5 mod. There are unofficial follow-ups to Free Space 2. I think the big one is called Blue Planet. There are dozens, if not hundreds, of mods for this game that add so much replayability. I believe this is a mod that's being streamed right now. So yeah, Free Space 2 is an amazing platform. It's not just an amazing, like, the game itself is astounding, and the story for Free Space 2 is remarkable. One of the best stories in gaming I think I've ever come across, in if I may be honest. But it's also an amazing platform for mods. So, I mean, this game I think has been as low as $5 or $6. That is for the hundreds, if not thousands, of hours of gameplay you're looking at for $5 or $6 is amazing. So So that's my first pick. The second pick I was going to recommend is kind of a throwback, but I'm going to suggest if you can find it as cheap as it's ever been, it's been like $1 something. F-117A Nighthawk Stealth Fighter 2.0. Now you might be wondering, Brian, why are you recommending a 22-year-old flight sim? Well,
To which I say, you must be new here.
yeah. Yes, exactly. I didn't play much of this back in the day because I'm like, I already have F-19. Why would I play this? But I started playing it recently. It's pretty remarkable because it doubles the amount of content. With an F-19 F-19 has 4 theaters with as many random missions as you want. So you could effectively play it forever. F-117 doubles the amount of theaters. So you go from 4 to 8 theaters, which is remarkable. You not only have like the Middle East and whatnot, you also get Cuba, I believe, and several others. I think Vietnam. So you get like so much content, and you don't even need a joystick to play it. If you don't have a joystick, that's fine. I've been playing it on my little handheld 386. And it plays just fine with a keyboard. You don't need a joystick. I mean, if I'm playing it on PC, I will play it with a joystick, but you don't need a joystick to play it. And I would say because of, and this is true of a lot of old micropro sims, you could tailor, you can tailor the experience to be as easy or as difficult as you want. If you're new to flight sims, I can't think of a better game to introduce yourself to flight sims than this or F-19, because you could start with a training mission and do as many training missions as you want until you feel comfortable. Then you can up the difficulty on a per mission basis as you get more comfortable and as the challenge gets easier. So I would say this is also, if you have never played a flight sim before but you're curious, I would say this is one of the best introductions to flight sims you could get, because
strangely enough, I agree.
Yeah, because the amount of options you have two flight stealth fighters in this game. You have the original F-19, which is a little less stealthy but has 4 weapons bays, or you have the actual F-117, which is more stealthy but only has 2 weapons bays like the actual, F-117. So
yes, the one replicating the big downside of the F-117 was horribly tight on ordnance.
Yeah, you couldn't mess around. You didn't have anything extra. You didn't have anything extra.
Yes, and part of that for historical reasons was because this thing was supposed to deliver nuclear warheads to places stealthily.
Yeah, stealthily.
And the idea was, if you need more than 2 nukes to kill something, what are you doing?
Excuse me. Yeah, so and I think it's been as cheap as like $1.19 or $1.50. Like that's
though I would strongly argue that even at the base price of $5 USD, roughly,
right?
It's still absolutely worth it.
Exactly. Like even if it's not on sale, man. Like same with Free Space. Like even if it's not on sale, like that's still an amazing. I've put many hours into this now on my handheld 386, and it is really fun. It's like, oh wait, is it 83 cents on GOG right now? Wait a minute.
Let me just verify that real quick.
Wait a minute. Hang on. Wow, if that might be the cheapest it's ever been.
F-19 stealth fighter. Yep, for 83 cents.
83 cents. Oh my God, I've never seen this cheaper. You guys, holy crap. 83 cents for potentially hundreds of hours. Potentially hundreds of hours. Oh my God.
I paid more for a vending machine snack today.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I think the cheapest I've seen it is like $1.19. So this is even cheaper than that. So my God, friends, if you have not, oh my God.
They're basically giving it away for free.
I'm gonna just send this out as gifts. I'm just gonna buy I'm gonna buy 10 copies and just like, you get a stealth fighter and you get a stealth fighter and you get a stealth fighter.
United States Department of Defense, circa 1990.
Stealth fighters for everyone. My God, I'm gonna gift. I am literally gonna gift this to a bunch of people.
You can buy this thing in bulk.
I know. I'm gonna buy like 10 copies of this. Is less than $10. My God, and wow, I'm just gonna gift it to people. Like, here, you get a. Because my God, there's so much gameplay in here, and well found, Disco Treat. I did not even know it was on sale for that cheap right now.
As usual, chat is on point and doing our job better than we are.
Thank you, chat. My God. And oh wow, yeah, it's on sale for another. Oh, it's on sale to January 5th. So that's 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks.
So no rush
from now to buy this. But
so if you can't scrounge up 83 cents right now,
but I am gonna basically gift this to a bunch of people because my Lord.
It is silly that you could genuinely buy that game with like money you find lying under a vending machine.
Yeah.
So do it.
Yeah, it's again, even if you have the barest hint of an interest in flight sims, this is one to own because you could play this your way. You could make it as easy as hard as you want, like I said, and play it for hundreds of hours. Because again, the missions are randomly generated, and there are 8 theaters of varying difficulty, and the missions are fun. It's basically you're playing a stealth game as an airplane, and
it's a vehicular stealth game.
It is, yeah. And there hasn't been anything like it since. I'm going to be honest. What?
There has been. It's called Mega Fortress.
Oh.
Or was that before?
Yeah. No. I think. Well, okay. Stealth fighter. So F-19 was 98. I think this was 88. So this was 90. Oh, so F-117 and so I think Mega Fortress was 90, and this was
according to the Steam page, it's 1991.
Oh, but F-117 was also 1991. How funny is that? Yeah. So
I guess you can consider them contemporary.
So since 1991, there really hasn't been games like this. Haven't been games like this.
Speaking of, Mega Fortress is also on sale, though for a much less. Yes, though it's much less extreme, but it is available for under $5, also on GOG.
Oh,
according to David just sending out the message.
Oh, that's also a great deal. That's also a terrific deal. $5.35 for the Mega Fort. I mean, there are dozens. These missions, these are long missions in this game, and they are tough.
There is a lot of game in this game.
A lot of game. I mean, the original. So there's the original campaign was 25 missions, and then the first add-on added another 25 missions, and the second add-on added 21 missions. So there are a lot of missions, and these are long missions. Yeah, and they're long missions. And sadly, you can't save during a mission, so you buckle up, settle in. I think it took me at least 100 or so hours to finish the game the first time. I think because the missions are long, and you're going to redo them. Let's be honest. You're going to replay them because you're going to die. It's definitely that's a good find. That's a very good find, David. $5.35. That's another good one. So that was the second game on my list was F-19. Jacob, do you want to make this one of your games? Mega Fortress?
Sure, why not? Because I have been playing it on and off, and I have been enjoying it greatly.
It's so good.
It is great, though it is firmly in the old and clunky category, and it does the whole thing. It does the one thing that I kind of dislike in a lot of vehicle sims. That happened recently with when I played a game called Destroyer U-Boat Hunter, where you play a massive multi-crew vehicle that is operated normally by dozens of people, and you have to do everything yourself.
Oh, I'm streaming that tomorrow. The Destroyer one. Oh boy.
Oh, delightful. I'll do my best to help out if I'll be in chat, that's for sure. But yes, the issue is Mega Fortress is extremely fun, and you are essentially piloted. It's the closest you will get to a B-2 bomber simulator because, well, it's well, by the time I'm pretty sure this game either predates the B2 or it predates the B2 being made public.
I think it's the second one. I think it might actually. God, when did the B2 come out? That's a very good.
Regardless, yes, you pilot a giant flock of stealth bomber and flatten various things that the United States tells you to flatten.
Oh, so the B2 came out in 1997. So this is 6 years before the B2.
Yep, fancy.
Oh, wow.
Though presumably the B2 was already in production, but also again a hyper secret because of But
America.
The game does try its best to make it easier. The autopilot system is quite extensive and very effective, and surprisingly makes it very difficult to crash into a mountain, though not for lack of trying. And the game does have an absolutely brilliant manual, as well as a quick reference page. And the documentation for it is it's
great.
Probably some of my favorite.
It's great. It is great documentation. I'm really happy I have a physical copy of the damn thing.
You do?
Oh, absolutely.
I'll need to see if I can snag one on eBay.
It's worth having. If you like the manual, it's definitely worth having. So wow, $5.35 for that. Damn, that is a freaking good deal.
Yes. I do also find it funny that manual does a better job of explaining how stealth works than most physics teachers.
I don't know if you've read the book upon which the game is based, but it's a fun book. Also, Flight of the Old Dog.
Isn't it like included in the game or something like that? There's something about that.
It was included with the physical version of the game. Yeah, I don't know about the Steam or GOG version, but it was included with the physical version. Yes, it's a fun book to read if you like techno thrillers. And the funny thing is, I imagine it's kind of a very Tom Clancy sort of book, which For better or worse, yeah.
I am the target demographic for Tom Clancy books, so, guilty as charged.
Yeah.
Yes, I do in fact like overly verbose descriptions of military hardware that go on for way longer than they should.
I actually got out of Tom Clancy books after he got more character focused than situational focus. Like, oh, Jack Ryan's president now. Oh, I don't care. I stopped.
I'm gonna go back to Red Storm Rising.
I'm gonna read Red Storm Rising for the fourth time.
Which, by the way, it's really good. Red Storm Rising is really good.
Oh no, it's an amazing book. I think it's his best work. 100%. I think it's his best work.
I agree fully. Yeah,
because he understands we're interested not only in the characters but the technology those people are using, and so he does a good job
how
of
it's used.
Yeah, and he does a good job of balancing all that out. That's why I think that's his best work. Like I don't care about what happens to Jack Ryan. I care about what happens to the submarine. Anyway, but yeah, Mega Fortress is great. The book it's based on is a lot of fun. $5.35 if you have any interest in flight sims. That one's going to kick your ass. I think F-117 is a slightly easier introduction to flight sims than this would be. But oh my god. But Mega Fortress is very unique and I think worth owning for that alone. It's also a very good game in its own right. But there's nothing else like Mega Fortress, really. The closest you can get is F-19, but that's a fighter. It's a very different animal. Or F-117. But yeah, if you have any interest in flight sims, you don't own those already? Damn, son. Go buy that stuff.
That's a way of putting it.
Yeah, go buy that stuff. The third game I was going to mention that's been on sale before, if you have any interest in ARPGs, of course I'm going to mention this one, is Warhammer 40,000 Inquisitor Martyr, which I've talked about before. An amazing ARPG that has been, I think, on sale for $9 for everything. I don't know if they're going to repeat that anytime soon, but recently it was on sale.
Though at its base price is $50 plus DLC, which I can see people not being convinced by.
Yeah, like that's not a game you buy full price because it's almost 6 years old at this point. It's still going, it's still kicking, it's still fun to play, but get that one on sale if you can. Yeah, it's good. But I think they've asked, I think if they offer the full collection, which now includes the latest DLC. If you can get that for $10 or $11, yeah, you definitely jump on that because I've got hundreds of hours in it. We got people in the community that have thousands of hours in it at this point because it's very replayable. It's a comfort game because it doesn't ask too much of your brain, but it delivers a lot of violence. So it's really easy to just sit back and murder a lot of the forces of chaos.
You just hold left click and point at enemies and you win.
And you feel great about it afterwards. Like, look at all that blood on the floor. Yeah, I did that. That's great.
We are perfectly normal and sensible people.
For the Emperor. The last game I was going to mention, I wasn't going to mention originally because I thought Spaz was, but since he's not here, Rebel Galaxy Outlaw is a game you can get at least 100 hours of gameplay out of, and it's been on sale, I think, for at lowest $5 or $6 on PC. It's never been on sale on Switch for some reason. It has never been on sale at all on Switch for some reason, but on PC, it's been like $5-6, I think, at its lowest, and that is a great deal for what I think is maybe the second best space dogfighter you can get, just behind Free Space. Oh god, there's also TIE Fighter. That's a really good one too. I don't know.
Pick your words very carefully. Certainly the best sequel to Wing Commander Privateer.
Yeah. I think if you're interested in space dogfighters, the 3 games you have to own are Free Space 2, Star Wars TIE Fighter, and Rebel Galaxy Outlaw. I think if you have any interest in space, World War II style space dogfighting, let's be clear about this, those are the best games you can get, I think.
Yes. Though for other options, your options are Star Shatter, and that's kind of it.
Oh, and that's free, and that will kick your ass, and you'll get frustrated and stop playing because that's what that game does.
Unless you're me, in which case. But also, I'm insane. We've established this.
Are you still playing it?
Yes, it's great.
Wow, how far in are you now?
I don't remember, but I can't tell I did not make it to Destroyers yet because I keep getting shot down.
Yeah, no, that'll happen. Oh, wow. Good find, David. Another good deal. Similar to, I mean, this is a different type of dogfighting, but Independence War, the first one, is a great game. They're both great. They're 2 Independence War games, but the first one is on sale in GOG right now for $1.19, which is, whew, that's a good one. That
probably the best space combat game ever.
It's up there. I still think, for me, Free Space 2 is top of the heap, but if you're looking for something a little more quote-unquote realistic, which at least adheres to more realistic physics, and isn't technically a fighter, and you can't go wrong with Independence War 1 or 2. Is iWar 2 on GOG?
It is.
It is.
I believe so.
It is. I have it.
David listed it.
And that's also on sale for $1.19. Yeah, so Independence War 1 and 2 are both on sale for $1.19 each. So those are amazing deals. The second one, you got to mod the second one a little bit. We can talk about that later, but you got to mod the second one a little bit to make it more user-friendly because the interface is beautiful and completely baffling and infuriating. So, but you can find some mods for it that make it a little more user-friendly. And once you get those, yeah, Free Space 2 Independence War 2 is really a fun space piracy sandbox. It has a story, but you can ignore that for a lot of the time and just go pirating. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, $1.19 for that is also a great deal. God damn. I'm going to add Independence War games to the list then. Should add that under here. Okay. Right. All right. So, yeah, that's another excellent suggestion. I'm just adding this to a list so I can put it on the site so people know what we're talking about. All right, so Independence War series. All right. Okay. All right, so I've blabbed on enough. My God. Julie, I think you have a couple suggestions you wanted to talk about.
Well, so we're doing all of our games at once then? So
yeah, I think we should just get them out of the way.
And let me go down my list of 3. So here we are. Now, despite my being, well, let me preface this first game by saying I feel dirty by playing it. I feel embarrassed, but here's why I'm interested in it. And I know, as Brian has said, it's also on Switch, but it comes on Switch with a game I don't want. And that game is Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Now, the thing is, I have come not to trust brick and mortar retail stores so much because I don't know about where all the rest of you audience live, but there's been incidents where I live here in the suburbs of this great metropolitan cities that's known for its violence. As there's people will go to like a Walmart and the Target, and I get back home, there's either A, nothing in the box, or B, it's like we're talking about Switch games here now, be like a little piece of cardboard wrapped in black tape. And so I'm a little, if I buy a hard copy, I'm a little.
Oh, this is well. The one I got was on Walmart. That was basically a box with a code in it.
Okay.
And the code you redeem on the eShop, and it just worked. I had no problem.
So here's the deal. Then is because even when you have a 1 terabyte micro SSD card on your Switch, it's like a closet. Your garbage, your junk expands to meet the size of the closet. And so eventually you have to ask yourself, what is worthy of the virtual real estate? And so, plus, there's a reason why this is my first game, and that is next year I'm going to an annual event. I won't go into what that is because I don't like to tell anybody where I'm going for fear somebody will get past our dog alarm and say, oh, let's rob these people. But next year I'm going to a big party. And it's got a nautical theme, and the person who runs this is going to hire a Jack Sparrow imitator, and he looks exactly, I've seen him, he looks exactly like Johnny Depp when Johnny Depp was doing Pirates of the Caribbean. And so, he said, well, this will probably be the only pirate at the party. And I said, good luck with that idea. Everybody's now going to show up as Pirates of the Caribbean. And so the reason I feel dirty about this is 2 reasons. Ubisoft has always bothered me for a couple of reasons. Is one, now not so much anymore because they came out with this Viking game where you can play a female if you want. But Ubisoft earlier on seemed to feel for some reason that women don't play video games. And now lately, I deal with more with, people over 60 don't play video games. And I said, you lost your mind. People over 60 have the most disposable income. Up yours. And so, yes, now that I know how old Jacob is, I'm old enough to be your grandmother. And so I was. So
Is that a threat?
Yes, that's a threat. I know people in Poland. In fact, I knew somebody who actually moved back to Poland. But the thing also is what bothers me more, and we talked about this a little bit in our last show, is their draconic rights management. Now, I haven't been in the military. I preface this by saying I was in the military in the mid-'80s, and things were probably a lot different back then. And so, as a result, a conversation I had with a person in the Navy who was stationed on a ship, and he said, when there's a DRM like that, I can't play it, even if it's just a link to it one time. And so this latest game they come out with, I know it's something that's like it's just another not Farscape, that's the television show, Far Cry, with a new skin on it. But I'm a real fan of the Avatar movies. But I understand it's always online. And I said, that stinks, and I won't endorse it. But This is the only game I found that's single player, that's piratey, and I only wanted this one. And it was the golden edition with everything was on sale for Steam for $11.99. But go buy it, because if you wait till tomorrow, it won't be. And
That's a pretty good deal.
That is a very good deal. And as I pointed out by more than one reviewer, when they were coming out with the golden edition, they didn't discount the original one. So that's my one, and I really like Pirates, and I understand that I haven't played it yet, but I understand there's a multiplayer version, and I am told you can play Annie Bonny, which is one of my favorite pirates, and unlike Steed Bonnet from our Flag Means Death, she didn't die, and unlike Blackbeard, she kept her head, and she just disappeared into history after she was in prison. So my second choice is one of these games. Now, it's hard to beat the lowest historical price, because at one point Epic gave it away for free. So unless the people who made the game are going to pay you to play it, it is currently on sale for $9.99 on Steam, and that is Kerbal Space Program. And this is one of the things that it's like, oh yes, when I have time, I'm going to have to go play that one, because I've always been interested in that kind of game. And I used to play Space Engineers for the longest time. But that's one of those games where, oh yes, we're all playing Space Engineers this week. What are we playing next week? What do you mean? By the end of the week, you're going to be bored. This is just a single player game that I'm aware of, and so that's on sale. And the last one that I have that is $11.99 on Steam, and I kind of missed the boat, because I know Luke and David were playing this game, and I said, is the Steam going out of this game? And they said, well, we've kind of experienced everything in the game, so I missed the boat. They made the sale too late. But this is another one of these games where, yeah, this is the kind of thing I've always wanted to play, and that is Astroneer. And I don't know if it's the lowest historical price. I went out to GG Deals, and they seemed to feel it was. But I guess those are my big three games. And yes, when I play the Pirates game, I will probably have to go take a shower afterwards, because I'm going to feel dirty, because I'm endorsed to a company that says, you filthy Americans. And I had a friend who was on the other show who got in trouble. He's a game developer, and he got himself in trouble because he posted this picture. And I think it's he don't think he came up with the meme, but it's like this guy fishing, and it says labeled players, and it's a little dog peeing on the fisherman that says Ubisoft, and he got in trouble with his employers.
Oof.
So,
Oof.
but I'm going to play it anyway, because I don't hate the company. And unlike another game, which I would love to play, but I won't, because the IP is owned by somebody whose name rhymes with howling.
Oh,
and so that is my choices, my big three. And I bought the first one on sale, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and I'm looking forward to it. So thanks.
Yeah, no, I'm a few hours into Assassin's Creed at this point, and wow, it's good.
Well, I saw the little clip with they had the trailer with Blackbeard and the main character, and they said, I've seen him clear the deck of a Spanish galleon. And I said, okay, well, I'll have to wait till I play multiplayer till I can play my favorite pirate, but that's okay.
It's funny. I didn't know Steed Bonnet was a real person. Like I've watched the first season of Our Flag Means Death, and I really enjoyed it, but I didn't know he was a real person. Then he shows up in this game. It's like, what?
Yes.
What the hell?
He was a real person. He really was a well-to-do lord who inherited a lot of money. He really got tired of it all, and he really did. Now, unlike most people, he didn't steal his first ship. He bought it. And like in the show, he had 70 people. He didn't. What eventually did him in, he didn't promise them a cut of the booty. He paid them all his salary. And then one day he really did meet Blackbeard, and he really did pal around with Blackbeard until one day he became a air quotes guest of Blackbeard the pirate because he was wounded in battle, and Blackbeard gave him command of one of his men, one of Steve Bonnet's ships, which he eventually got back. Both men were eventually caught, hung, but Blackbeard never did manage to hold on to his head. It ended up being posted outside the entrance to a bay as a warning for years. And unlike...
Thanks, Britain.
Yes. Unlike Annie Bonny, who never died and paid for her crime. She went to prison for a little while, but that was it.
Yeah, and apparently they all show up in this game.
They do.
In Black Flag, yeah. And apparently they all show up in Black Flag at some point. Spaz posted a video about how with a pirate expert talking about this game. And sorry, it is a bit spoilery, but like apparently it's a who's who of Caribbean piracy of that era. Like, okay, I'm only a few hours in, but I've been enjoying it immensely. It's great on the Switch, so good.
And because of the fact that she never was executed for her crimes, I maintain Annie Bonny was the best pirate in history, bar none.
Because she got away with it.
Yeah, Annie Bonny, I believe her name was, right?
Annie Bonny, she went to prison, but she was never executed. And at that point, she just kind of disappears from history, and legend has it that she was released from prison and went straight in the American colonies.
Oh, fun. I think I heard a podcast about her a while back. I'll have to look. Okay, Thorsten, you got anything? Got any good games we should keep an eye out on?
Too many, actually. But first I want to elaborate on the pirate thing, because I've got a few other names that I wanted to mention, but we should do probably another show about the pirate topic. No, it's really interesting. Okay, my first pick would be the Independent Space Alliance bundle.
Oh.
That's currently 60% down, and the moment I've already
thank you.
linked it, and it contains Delta V Rings of Saturn, Carrier Command Gaia mission, Star Explorers, Approaching Infinity, Take on Mars, Solar Settlers, Star Singularity, Earth X, and another game.
Absolute Territory.
Absolute Territory, right.
It's an amazing bundle.
The bundle right now is worth Approaching Infinity and Delta V Rings of Saturn alone. And it contains also Star Explorers, which is definitely one of the most underrated games on Steam. It's a dungeon crawler with randomly generated terrains. It's really a fascinating game, and I don't really get why nobody talks about this game. Anyways, this bundle alone is worth buying for Approaching Infinity and Delta V.
Yeah, it's a great bundle. And I believe.
Also,
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I think they're working on a follow-up bundle right now.
Yeah, I'm really. Yeah, they are. I'm really interested in what they integrate in this one, because I already own most of the game in the Independent Space Alliance Bundle 1. Let's call it that way, and it's simply a great bundle. And for $50, you get a really solid bundle of games that you could invest hundreds of hours in it, at least hundreds of hours. The other games I wanted to talk about aren't on a sale yet, but the first one would be Everspace 2, which is definitely the best space game from this year, in my opinion.
Was that this year? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think you're right. What a year. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Look, it's not on a sale currently, but
Let's see.
If it goes on a sale, get it. It's really the best this year. And with the second close contender for this title, and that is Spaceborne 2.
Ah, yes.
If either one of these games, I mean, Spaceborne 2 is pretty janky, let's be honest, but it's really good and it does what other games dream of. And I don't want to mention another game that is in development for 11 years now. It does it. And seriously, if one of those two go on a sale this year, get them.
Well, even if Spaceborne 2 doesn't go on sale, it's $20. For $20, that's a hell of a lot of gameplay just for $20.
That's a steal. Let's be serious. That's a steal.
Just its base price, Spaceborne 2 is oh my God. But I mean, yeah, keep an eye out for it going on sale. It looks like it's on both Steam and GOG, and the cheapest it's been is $12. Which is, oh my God, that's an incredible deal right there. $12. Jesus Christ. All right. Oh, hang on. All right. Those are all excellent picks, Thorsten. Excellent. I forgot Everspace 2 came out this year. I thought it was last year for some reason. That's how long this year has felt. This has been an amazing year for gaming, I will tell you what. But oh my God, so much happened and came out this year. It's impossible to keep track. Oh my God. So Jacob, do you still want to go last?
Yes, please.
Okay, David, do you mind going next?
I have no idea what I can bring up. So
that's fine.
Give me a moment and let me think.
That's fine. It's tough because there's so many good games. There's so many good games, and it's tough to know what to recommend. Like, it took me forever to come up with my list because I'm like, what's the best bang for the buck if it's on sale? Like I could have mentioned 3030 Death War. I could have mentioned so many things. But I think.
Huh? Well, then I have a question for David, and here's maybe kind of a prompting thing. If I've always wanted to get involved in big stompy mechs, what is your recommendation? And don't tell me you don't like mechs.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah,
the fact that
we have two of our biggest mech heads right here in this staff from our server. We have two of our biggest.
We also don't believe the big one will ever go on sale.
And one total BattleTech nerd.
So you're talking Armored Core? You're talking Armored Core 6? You don't think that'll go on sale?
I do not believe that Armored Core 6 will go on sale. FromSoft doesn't really do sales, partially because their games sell really well.
Yeah, that's fair.
As for MechWarrior 5, if it's on a massive discount and you have 3 idiot friends you're willing to subject to that game, then yes, play it.
I'm here.
Well, that's one.
And some mods for MechWarrior 5, of course. Then it's better.
Yeah, let's see. MechWarrior 5. Has that been on sale? I'm sure it has.
Yeah. Never thought I'd say these words, but I hope Clans ends up better.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's going to have a linear storyline, so maybe it has more structure to it. It helps.
I have no idea how it's going to turn out, but I do hope it's better than standard MechWarrior 5. It is allegedly getting an engine rework, and they may have learned something. But so far we've gotten the information that it's happening, plus a single 15-second teaser trailer and some screenshots. So that's nothing.
And a Timberwolf.
And a Mad Cat, yes.
Should I add MechWarrior 5 to your list, David?
Yeah, I guess. I guess I could drop it down there.
Okay.
Maybe a little asterisk there with mods.
Yeah.
We are heavily reluctant to recommend that game, I think, for a variety of reasons.
Parentheses with mods. Because yeah, it's a good it's better with mods than without, I would say. This is such a good game.
I'm still wondering of our options here. So can you continue with something, and I may figure something out.
Well, I'm just thinking of other mech games. There's another mech game that came out a while back. It's kind of in early access still, but what the fuck is that one called? No, not.
You'll have to narrow that down.
Not Mech Engineer. I'm looking on.
Maybe a mass builder. Maybe.
No.
Maybe too fiddly though.
Was it Mech Company? Mech Company.
Oh, that one. Was
it that one? Hang on. Steam. I think so. Yeah, that one. Mech Merc Company. That one. Yeah, that one. It hasn't been updated in a while though. Oh, it hasn't. Ooh, it might be abandoned. Damn.
Yeah, it's a Unity clone of MechWarrior that's okay at best, from what I can tell.
Yeah. It's trying to have a MechWarrior 3 vibe to it, which I did appreciate. But
now the fact that we are really struggling to find choices here, I think, says how the market for mech games is looking at like these days.
Yeah, not great. Like when the best mech games I could probably recommend aren't for sale digitally. It's like,
yeah, Heavy Gear 2. Anyone remember that?
Yeah, track down a copy of Heavy Gear 2 and MechWarrior 3. I think those would be your best options.
Yeah,
and good luck getting them working.
I actually got a copy of Heavy Gear 2. Can't get it to run though.
Oh,
I have no idea how to get it to work.
Hang on, there's someone made a version that works. Heavy Gear.
I've tried that one. It still somehow doesn't work.
Oh no, the repack. Yes, that one.
Unless the repack was updated since I last tried it, it's still good. I'll look at it later. Regardless, mechs.
Yeah,
I may have found something.
Oh.
So it's not on sale right now, so I don't even know it's gonna show up on sale this winter here.
It doesn't have to be on sale right now. I was thinking of suggesting games to keep an eye out for.
All right.
For a sale. So what is it?
Yeah, definitely keep an eye out for Phantom Brigade. I think that was pretty solid, but I have also computer problems on my old computer.
I played it. It's really good.
Yeah, so check that one out if you haven't.
Is that the one with the time? Like,
yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. I heard that was good.
It's really cool.
Where you put mech stuff on a timeline and they do stuff like simultaneously. It's a bit Frozen Synapse for the 6 people on the planet that remember that.
I loved the first Frozen Synapse. Let's be clear. I loved the first Frozen Synapse.
Okay, that answers my question.
Sadly, yes, there was. It wasn't. Apparently, I never played it because apparently it was nowhere near as good. Let's see. It went on sale back in June for about $23, but it hasn't been on sale since. But I heard this one was a good one, Phantom Brigade here. I heard this was good. All right, I'll add this to your list. That's a good one. Yeah. But
oh yeah, now I figured out one.
Okay.
Finally.
What is it?
That's gonna be I hope you're here in the background, Spaz. Hello, and that's gonna be standing in for you about Earth Defense Force, of course.
Oh,
check it out if you haven't already.
Wait, which one? Well,
most of them, I suppose. I'm just posing 5, and World Brothers, of course. I'll send a link.
Yeah, I need one.
I would say World Brothers because I think that's probably a better intro to the series than if you just jumped into 5. You know what I mean? But then again, if you haven't played any of the other series, you're going to miss that this is from this game. And God, I don't know. But let's see. World Brothers.
Well.
It's been on sale for $18. I think it's pretty good. ADF 5. Earth Defense Force 5. There it is. Earth Defense Force 5. That's the current one that came out. Wow, 4 years ago. Oh boy. That's been on sale also for $18. God, what's a better deal then? I think World Brothers might be a better package, you know? What do you think?
I guess so.
What do you think? Like if you had
lots of variety, that's sure.
Yeah, like if you had to pick between 5 and World Brothers, like what would you pick? Because I would pick World Brothers, honestly.
I can't leave that party system, that squad system they have in World Brothers. So I'd say that I like it probably more than 5.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it has a lower barrier of entry, and I think it's maybe a funnier game.
Oh yeah, it's silly. That's all them are.
All right, we got 3 games out of you, David. Good job. See, good job, Julie, for the prompt. That got the bread.
By the way, there are also mechs in Earth Defense Force. Don't forget.
That is true. They drop them off like Gypsy Danger in Pacific Rim with the helicopters and everything.
Well, see, until David came through, I was almost ready to give up my interest in mech gaming.
Oh, don't do that. There are a lot of great mech games. It's just there aren't a lot of great mech games that are legally on sale. That's the problem. Like
we do have a lot of upcoming ones, and
yeah, that's true.
I'm hoping From Software once again becomes a genre leader, for no particular reason.
Well, winter, like Christmas, like winter, is coming, and people always say, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I always say the same: Amazon gift certificates.
Yeah. Yeah, or Steam cards at this point.
I'd go for Steam cards because Amazon doesn't like this country.
Oh, really? That's
they do nominally sell and ship to Poland. They just do it very reluctantly, and it's very fiddly.
Oh, yeah. Sucks. Sorry. Well, Jacob, you are last. Do you have? We already mentioned Mega Fortress, so I already put that on.
We
there.
did.
Do you have any others you want to add to that people should look out for?
The closest I have, because I recently figured out it does actually go for sale. A little game called Nebulous Fleet Command.
Ah, of course.
For the insane people in chat. Because, do you, ladies and gentlemen, like boats? Well, if you don't, then I don't know why you're here, but I do, and I think boats are really cool. And Nebulous, in my humble opinion, is probably the best ship game I've played ever. It's nominally a spaceship game, but the ships in it are designed to operate on roughly sea ship rules. But it has the upside of not being stuck in permanent World War II stasis, and it has a lot of very fun and complex mechanics, somewhat taken from more modern warfare, including things like jamming and counter jamming and sensor warfare and missiles, which have their own little sub designer inside your main fleet designer, because that's the level of insanity we're working with.
Oh, dear Lord.
The game has a missile creator. You can specifically tailor each missile to your specific needs as a fleet commander. It is immense fun.
So, Jacob, would you describe the game as like, how much detail would you like to have in this game? Yes.
Basically, the game has right now. It's primarily multiplayer only with 2 factions, but there is a single player campaign mode coming. Allegedly next update. Not allegedly next update. It is coming next update. When that next update is coming is soon trademark. Again, the game currently is purely competitive multiplayer, though it does have bots, and the bots are reasonably competent. With two factions, the ANS, who are your competent, boring military faction with big guns and advanced stuff, and the OSP, who are a bunch of mildly insane freighter pilots strapping rockets and oversized cannons to freighters, shuttles, and other tools of questionable sanity. So, and there's more coming. Once again, there's more coming. The game has been in development since only February last year. Man, it's felt longer than that. But since February last year, and it is still, it's shaping up great. And I'm only partially saying this so that next sale, a bunch of people look at it, get it, and I get to stomp down some new players again. Then again, there's a 50-50 chance you'll end up on my team and we end up getting wiped. That's just how it is.
Oh, Julie, I have another mech game for you that I think will be a great one for you. And it's been on sale very cheap recently. It just came to me. Titanfall 2.
Oh, all right. Good.
Titanfall 2 is astounding. And the mech in that game is probably one of the best characters you'll find in any video game ever, in my opinion. It's so good. It's a very fast paced. It needs really good reflexes, FYI. But I could easily recommend for a good mech game, Titanfall 2. Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
I didn't mean to jump in there, Jacob. It just hit me, and I wanted to get it in there.
Nah, don't worry.
Julie,
I've rambled on enough, I feel.
Julie, what were you going to say?
Well, I was just going to say, when you're talking about something that requires really fast reflexes, I have a friend that's a combat vet, and I said, "Hey, Rob, why don't you play more combat games?" And he said, "Well, I'm 40, and I don't want to play combat games against someone who's a teenager who has the reactions of a rattlesnake on meth."
Well, with the single player game, I was just saying it's very fast paced. There's a lot of parkour. So you just got to be quick. And just FYI, I know some older folks have had problems with the game because it's very fast. But it's also a great mech game. It's an amazing first person shooter and mech game, and it's an amazing story to boot. So I'd put that up there as a great mech game, Titanfall 2. Absolutely.
Great,
and that is on Steam. Is it on sale right now? It's been on sale before.
Not on Steam.
It's been super cheap before, but I think it was like $1 something a little while back, or $3. It was $3 recently. Yeah, it
Still
was
waiting for the third entry.
I don't know if we're ever going to get it. Because did you read that story? We'll end in a second, but did you read that story I posted where they decided themselves not to make a Titanfall 3 because they had much more fun playing the prototype of Apex Legends, and they're like, "This is more fun. Let's make this." I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, I might have seen that.
Fuck. No, I'm still upset. About that.
Battle royales and their consequences have been a disaster for the gaming industry.
But you know what? They're surviving. It's helping them survive. So I can't really knock them for it. They're still around. They're making Star Wars games now, which apparently are pretty good. So good on them for that too. But yeah, I mean, would they have survived with the Titanfall 3? I don't know, to be perfectly honest, because Titanfall 2...
If the release was as disastrously timed as Titanfall 2, no.
That's what I'm saying. The release of Titanfall 2 went terribly for them, and...
Did it release like a week... it was competing with Battlefield 1 and I think GTA 5?
And at least Battlefield 1, GTA 5, and I think another EA shooter, or maybe it was 2 EA shooters, like Modern Warfare or something. It came out at a terrible time, and it got buried as a result, and it's just a goddamn shame because that game is astounding, and I would say make that a priority because it's an amazing first-person shooter and mech game, and your mech buddy in that game is the best. I love BT so much. I love BT so much. Did you have any more games, Dad, Jacob, or should we start wrapping this up?
And don't have anything more. Not really.
Okay. We have a good list here. We have a really good list here of games people should keep an eye out for or buy today if it's fucking 89 cents. For God's sake. I hope someone listening right now has bought F-117 after finding out it's freaking 89 cents. Jeez Louise. Oh my God. So that's going to do it for today, my friends. Next week, it's the last podcast of 2023. So it's going to be our year in review show where we talk about what delighted us, what disappointed us, and what are not only our individual games of the year, but we're going to have a chat about what we think the game, our collective game of the year should be. So that's going to be next week. And as I said earlier, tomorrow on the stream, I'm going to be playing that Destroyer U-boat game, which I'm both nervous and excited about.
Oh dear.
I think it'll be fine. I hope. I hope it'll be fine.
We'll see how well the Allied war effort would have gone had Brian been involved in it.
So let me ask Jacob, since you have played Destroyer U-Boat Hunter, did you ever play Destroyer Commander back in the day, the SSI game?
I did not.
Okay, because that was a challenging game for a lot of very similar reasons, and I'm wondering how that stacks up. But if you haven't played it, I don't know. But yeah, we'll play that tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be fun. I hope it's good. You want games like this to be good so people make more of them.
Absolutely.
But that's going to do it for today, my friends. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Great chat as usual. Very helpful today in the chat. Be safe, be well. Please take care of each other. Please get vaccinated if you haven't already. I can't believe I have to keep saying this. Please get vaccinated if you haven't already. Get your flu shot. Get all the shots if you haven't already. And thank you as always to our patrons for keeping the lights on around here. And with that, we'll see you back here tomorrow for Destroyer U-Boat Hunter. Have a good one, y'all. Bye-bye.